Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and today we are going to cover July 9th Saturday news. So let's begin. Former Japan PM Abe assassinated. It just happened yesterday when he was giving a speech. Former PM Shinzo Abe, Japan's longest serving leader, died on Friday after being shot while campaigning for a parliamentary election. So why he was shot at? There was when he was shot at while he was campaigning for the parliament election, and he's the longest serving leader till date. And what is the name of the PM who is actually shot at, and what is the name of the country? Then Shinzo Abe of the Japan. When he's got shot, then it's happened on Friday. A man opened fire on Mr. Bay, 67, from so his age is 67. For more biography, you can know here. You can get it here. From behind with an apparently homemade gun as he spoke at a graphic island in the western city of Nara. Japanese media showed earlier. They said that the gun was homemade, as a gun is not easily can be allowed to any citizen of the Japan. So just see the person who shot who shot the bullet. He made it actually. Hmm. So we all got to know about that he had made that gun when he was spoke at a drab traffic island in a western city of Nara. So might be he would be taken to Japan's Nara city, western city of Nara at the drab traffic island, where he's told all about that, the incidents and the homemade that all about the homemade gun. It was the first assassination of the sitting or former Japan prime premier since the days of pre-war militarism in the 1930s. So we can say after war 1930s there was no assassination that could have been taken, but now it's the first assassination that took place. Speaking before Mr. Abe's death was announced, PM Fumio Kishi condemned the shooting in the strongest terms as it was confirmed that he is no more between us. So PM Fumio Kishida, who is presently the Prime Minister of Japan, he condemned it. Japanese people and world leaders expressed shock at the violence in a country in which political violence is rare and guns are tightly controlled. Everyone is actually shocked because the Japanese country is technically so ahead, and they are known by so much modernization and their way of system there. So good laws, but apparently something happened, something like that. Then it's really very big shock. But yeah, we can get though some news, some static GK from here that who is the present PM of Japan for now. He's Fumio Kishida, and he in his speech even said that former PM Shinzo Abe was his good friend. Act of brutality. This attack is an act of brutality that happened during the elections, the very foundation of our democracy, and is absolutely unforgivable, said Mr. Kishida, that they won't forgive the person who shot at him, struggling to keep his emotion in check. Of course, if you see the videos, then Mr. Kishida's throat was choked while begging for the Shinzo Abe, the demise of Shinzo Abe, and all about him. A fire department official had said Mr. Abe appeared to be in a state of cardiac arrest when airlifted to hospital. Okay, see, Mr. Abe had actually a heart problem too. So when he was airlifted to hospital, then he was in a state of cardiac arrest as well. So both comes together, then he could not survive longer. Senior police officers So he got dead because of two reasons, we can say: cardiac arrest and the shotgun, and the shotgun gunshot as well. Senior police officers in the name Nara named the suspect. We have already discussed that Nara is the western city. We have just seen that, yes, western city of Nara, ट्रैफिक आइलैंड इन द वेस्टर्न सिटी ऑफ नायरा। नायरा की वेस्टर्न सिटी में एक आइलैंड है जहाँ पर उसको लेके जाया गया है। वहाँ पे उसने से कुछ बताया है सीनियर पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को। नेम द सस्पेक्ट एज अनएम्प्लॉयड 41 year old Tetsuya Yamagami. So the name of the person, we will say to him, suspect is Tetsuya Yamagami. He was 41 years old, and it's not a young one. who said he had used a who said he had used a handmade gun. That's a suspect assertion, and we have determined that the gun is clearly handmade in appearance. Although our analysis is currently ongoing, an officer told reporters that police officer is still checking that either the gun was actually handmade or it's brought it was brought from somewhere, because if it is bought from somewhere, then the shop and the shopkeeper will also be covered into the investigations and process. The suspect stated that he held a grudge against a particular organization and that he committed the crime because he believed former PM Abe had a connection to it. Had a grudge. Okay. So grudge is basically being angry, hang back, be angry, hang back. The suspect stated that he had a anger against a particular organization and that he committed the crime because he believed former PM had a connection to it. That means might it might he might have a connection and he might not have a connection to that organization that 41-year-old hated. The police declined to give details of the particular organization, saying investigations were ongoing, but several Japanese media outlets described it as a religious group. So he thought, so the 41-year-old Yamagami thought that Shinzo Abe was linked to the respective organization, a religious group that is being estimated. So that's why, and he does not like at all that religious or the organization from which he thought that it is linked. So he shot the gun. He shot it. He shot it, Mr. Abe. Now, at last, what's given here? Um where were we? Yeah. So they have forbid to say what is the name, the exact name of the organization. Police has declined to give the details of the organization. That is told by the 40, that is told by the Yamagami. Officers in protective gear began searching the suspect's home and confiscated several handmade gun-like items. So yes, it is already seen that from his home, gunpowder and many things are actually being so confiscated as well. The suspect, who addressed police in a matter of the fact way, told officers he had worked for the Maritime Self-Defense Force. So he was actually in Maritime Self-Defense Force as well. Can you just see that? He was in Maritime Self-Defense Force. He was in army, you can say. He is a true Japanese, but Japan's Navy for 3 years from 2002, but these details are also under investigation. So whatever he says that he was Japan's, he wasn't in Japan's Navy, So it's all going on. Yamagami also told the police he had learned about Mr. Abe's visit online. The officer said, so why he shot? Because he found something, he found some clue in something online, that he is meeting to the officers of the religious organization or the organization from which he hate, and that's why he shot. On campaign train, Mr. Abe was making a campaign speech outside the train station when two shots rang out around 11:30 a.m. local time. Security officials were then seen tackling a man in a grey t-shirt and beige trousers. Earlier, Kyoto News Service published a photograph of Mr. Abe lying face up on the street. People were crowded around him, one administering hurt messages. So that was all about Mr. Japan PM Abe assassinations. All about today's things. So thank you so much. For further for further news, you will see in another video, in another upcoming video.